Saibo. Diabio. Do a baby you go back for Monyo. Papa Yigida, petit, blazo fesoni. Kaidaka. Bena baya posa gogo, mambo panjago. Apo blo akafwe. Wapo zanyo kafwe. Be afonte mwa mandi yopo kleju kiye. Nyonjo si mwe. Posto tata tuyo kwe atinyo diyo wan. Emo o. Nese tokan. Kwisi izwa kokoke. Wede yebe. Koworia. Nakanda salude. Posto tata tuyo kwe atinyo diyo wan. Emo o. Nese tokan. Na kwisi izwa kokoke. Wede yebe. Koworia kanike. Na konkete nyambe wewe. Na nyonsa feble ane. Yajo, wale yajo. Let's do what you yes, go get the one. Say your book on ya. Are you an owl? Saibo Bodaki, I know, and we say you over. I want to your Kamala, I need a one. And yes, I'm going to buy them when we get. Hey, am I gay? One of what I guess me, I'm going to end it the way. Oh, ow, ow. Saibo Bodaki, I know, and I will say you over. So I get up for when you're never way. Netoni and Rayo. Hey, are you? Obo just say, oh, yeah, I'm a walking about. Kaidaka. When it goes to a popular net, you don't know halfway. I just know. This is what I say. Saibo, yeah. You like do I name one by one name on tele by Potamu, Kanyada. Planning Papa, Pinagasia, Baka on Lage, the Buesi, the BSC. There's no yes, you don't get up one. There was a bob was a dressy, Mambo, Balibo Bodakiano, and I will say you over. I will. Saibo. If I do a black guy, do it so say. I just want to lay a bad to an apple to see you okay. Wait, you, Saibo. On the client, walk like a bad noir. Eh, so the one you're naturally thankful to play. Say, Saibo, that you know, and I will say you over. I'm not in it. Where are you? So I'm away. I know Russell, K-Bay, Russell, South Africa, your fault, your bed. Thank you for your work there and my one. I'm a pope, my Yabu. Don't feel it, I say, oh, Claudio. Say, if I can work, we are coming. Say, Bobo, that you know, and I will say you over. Our papers were room, in this room. Pamuka, do not get that Siko Bala. But you are say, the person who's so looking. Say, I say, oh, my, you know, can one day, yeah, your family, you're the one day now. I reward, I say, oh, my, I'm more now. Say about that, you know, and I will say you. I wish I ruled you, my, so better you went. Saibo, that young man now will take it today. Move up, man, down the Mary. Return your man, don't you? But you know, I say, it's a mayo. That was a yes, you also won't go. I'm original, I say.
Alors, il a fait un son pour Mobile Production.
Arrangé Eric Glodé. Le don de Dieu pour la musique de l'Ouest. Jamais au grand jamais. Mon bien production. Abia dia au bois. Amounya dro. Moi to pierre. Moye pierre mo moye. Moye pierre mo moye. Ato pierre dia wele. Pierre mo moye. Ah pierre we. Nda to pierre so prononcé. Ato pierre dia wele. Makosia o. Moye pierre mo moye. Mosa bosa iko moye Piero ji mo were mandoye mo a Piero ji mo were mandoye mo eh Piero we ha pia were Piero mo moye to Piero moye Piero ji a were ba la poje yo ji a were so no dunia emble let's appeler Jamone chipanyone ne mawaja chipanyone ne ja plebone na kanyopo siabu chena de kanywe kanyonde koge ase perde ya Piero moye Piero moye Piero moye odiarwa oyawesa moye jiblo Boba, Yeruno, ma boye blé, Piero we, Piero moye, mon blé production. Copier mon blé production. À ça au clano, y'a un l'homme le côté. Piero moye, Piero moye, Piero moye. Piero moye ah Charlie na Piero moye ah to Piero moye die na pa yeble to Piero die na pa yeble ah nie Piero ah Piero we moye Piero moye Erico ya to Piero Mare bomu ya to Piero Eri mare bomu ya to Piero Mi amo daka Yo jale ko ye nyowo pa Opa bla ye de nyani ye ble bra kite Ya o anade bro aja be atia Nyoro agade ke abudi ye Ono homono ne ka double ye So ba somo soble so danyo Paseble asenyo na ye ta esa ye dibo sanele To Piero jawe ke To Piero poinson weke To Piero yiwa mopa Kaya no enka sene la taya mo la usiane To Piero ki agba ile papa ko Piero ah To Piero moye ah nu agba mo Vive ko agba mo ah nu agba mo Piero we ah Piero nu agba mo Piero we Piero moye Piero moye Ayo padà wẹ̀ mẹ́bù ká
Ozana bata uwo ayeye. Nyakeye zanyon bata uwo ayeye. Sigo. Lewo. Deli abo glalu mo yo manya o. Manja lo ye ta yo boke ayene. When you get your mind wa. I draw. Ma. Mose wendu se ponglae onye lo ye taje bo gbedu ananya modo gbedu obo taje bo yoyo adije baba bata o ayeye ozo sanya manole o male yande mwamuda o jesi o aine zena wo wode onyo bae wenyo de aja ya jaso e to wa ja se bo gbere jaso to wa da lu e de lo nyu asu wa jaso when you be there I know wa papa o I know say me o okay ya jasa say molonya by aye ye. Somebody wanna go. Money kebo, one play one way. Oh, Zana Bata, oh, aye ye. Yes, I not bata, oh, aye ye. When you get your mind a wall, I draw. Kebo, Mose went to say, Bonsoir. On your lawyer, I both get one. What was that? Your brother, your boy, your joke. I did a papa bata, I ate it. Say, Manolo, yeah, just wait for I just say, but I just go out and where they run you as well. Just when you be young, I know what Papa, oh, I know say no. Okay. Yeah, just I am all on your back.
Good evening, folks. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. I'm having fun already. So to go, night 10 flown low. Can't say that. And then yo, in the flisk away and Japin and Blea and do balauka, clean as say that. One flisk away, Yao, he said you well, must say, go out down, eh? Can I what down was already? Can I they are down in a Yomokera. Mon Yomokera on your day when you Moldua. Folks, this is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Sometimes you need to go back a little bit and throw in one or two and get them confused. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. First of all, I want to welcome all of you. Those of you that are tuning in, I say thank you very much for tuning into LIBERIA Public Radio. We really do appreciate your support and your continued contribution. Just by watching, you're contributing. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Safety. And I know as I said safety, somebody somewhere is laughing. He's telling himself, are you serious? You want to talk about safety? I've seen you in construction site. You want to talk? Yes, I want to talk about safety. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Well, folks, I will tell you later. But anyway, it's very funny. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Let's talk a little bit safety on a very serious note. It's Friday afternoon. If you don't have to be anywhere, tune into LIBERIA Public Radio and stay with us. If you must, and if you have to be out, it's Friday. Everybody's been working throughout the week. You want to wind down. Understandable. There's no debate in that. However, remember, I've always telling you this. Whether you were born here or back in Liberia, you're an African. Don't drink and drive. Folks, the politics in the United States right now with respect to foreigners is getting louder. Please, whatever you do, don't make mistake and fall into these people trap. You're here for a reason to educate yourself and to better yourself. Follow the rules of this country. They have rules that are set. You can't come here and then decide that you're going to do things that you can do back home that perhaps you might be able to get away with. Here, you won't be able to get away with it. Don't drive while you're drunk. It's not good. It's not right. Things have changed. I'm telling you from experience. Things that I did. If it was this time of day, I'm in town, going to fishing. A serious problem. You can't drink and drive. Now, you say, Mr. Tour, I just want to have a little bit sip of, I said, fine, you can do that. Once again, let me tell you, every time when I come out to talk about these things, I throw myself out there. I give you an example. Way back when my 24-year-old was just 6 months or less. So at that time, I used to play ball. So I broke my legs, my knee. I had an ACL. I have a toe in it. I wasn't able to balance myself. So I had an operation where they took a vein from my thigh and put it into my knee and screw it. So I have, as we speak, I got 4 screws in my knee right now as we speak. So I stopped playing ball for a while. So, at the same time, I said, I'm not going to drink anymore. Stop drinking. So I left in Canton at the time, and the party was happening in Accra. It's about 20 minutes, 15-minute drive. So I decided I'm going to go to the party. I went to the party. All my friends. Samson, what is this? You mean you can't drink anymore? Back home when you do their power wine, there's a little bug that can sleep in the power wine. They call it joker. That's who I was. I said, no more drinking. So all night. So around 2, 3 o'clock, I was getting ready to go home. I thought to myself, why not? Let me just take 1 or 2 beer, and I will get on the road. By the time I get home, by the time the beer set in to get me drunk, I will be home in my bed. I grabbed one, proof, blah, blah, blah. I grabbed the other one, proof. I got on the road, driving. So I got to Canton almost like 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, 5 minutes to my house. I got pulled over. The guy said when I turned, I didn't put my signal on. So he came. At that time, I wasn't drunk. So he came. But the beer scent was just too much. So he came. I'm just telling you this, that these things happen. You can't beat the system. You can't. You have to be careful. Anyway, so the guy came, the police went around, said, sir, why is this, the smell of beer so, have you been drinking? I said, no. It's okay, well, you get out. I got out. Did the test. Pum, 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 pum. I passed. Did the test. 2, 2, 2, 2. I passed. I walked the line. I passed. But he wasn't satisfied because the beer scent was just too much. So he said, okay, this is what I'm willing to do, Mr. Toe. Get in the car, because I'm not quite certified, to be honest with you. Get in the car. Let me take you to a section in Canton for you to blow into the blower, whatever they call it. I said, fine. So from the car to the blower, it's about less than 2 minutes. We got into the blower. One day for me to blow the stuff, the machine was out. He said, well, Mr. Toe, the only place, true story, God is in heaven. True story. He said, Mr. Toe, the only place that is open is back in Accra, all the way when you're going to Twinsburg. I said, fine. I got in the car. About 30-minute drive. By the time we got there, I was drunk already. The guy asked me, you still want to blow? I said, no. He said, okay, open the jailhouse. They put me in there. My wife and my baby and my son, early in the morning, they came and got me. By that time, the situation today was not as bad as it was then. The judge can get you to say, okay, probation, whatever. So I went home. The judge ordered me to go to YMC and watch some video. I watched some video. I paid the fine. I think it was like 500 or so. I paid the fine. But what stopped me from drinking? Since my son, who was 24 now, was 6 months old at the time. Since then, drinking was out of the question for me. So I watched a video. Folks, don't drink and drive. It's deadly. So I watched the video. There was this young man who was getting ready to go to a prom. He has to use his mom's truck. So the mom has, well, those days they have those video camera, not like now. Those video camera you can put on your shoulder, big one. Sony video camera, big one. So the mom had it, trying to videotape him. Mom, please stop, he says. So he went around. You could see on the video, went around, got in a truck, trying to get out of the a driveway. The video was still running, and you could see this truck honking. Wow, wow. He just claimed that kid's truck right there before the mom. Right there, you could see the video. The mom tried to put the video down, but she didn't know what to do. She didn't know whether she continued running, and the thing was still running. She was frozen. The boy died. Guess what? The driver of that truck had just got from the bar. Killed him. So when we watched that, the kinds of emotion that was going through the mom, there was no dry eyes in the room. Every one of us was crying. And what made me cry more was I have a son who was then about 4 years old. And I'm thinking to myself, what if my son, God forbid, I'm not going to drink anymore? So we have experience, folks. When we're saying these things, they are not just saying it because we want to talk. We have experience. Since then, I stopped drinking. I remember one time when I used to drink, I went to Kent State University. So I went over there. A lot of Liberian was at Kent State. In fact, Milton Telji, the senator, now was at Kent State at the time. So we drink. I would go home. Sometimes I don't remember how I got home. That's how bad it was. But thank God. Can you imagine you get involved in an accident? You're okay, but you kill somebody because of your negligence, because of something your heart desire. It is not compulsory that you drink. These things are bad for you. You can drink. Nobody says you can't drink. But don't hold the keys in your hands. As you will find some video again today. Young Liberian, what do they say? We're drinking drinks. Some of them live far off. If I'm going to go to somebody's house to go drink, this is what I tell you to do. If you go into a friend's house who's having a party, you get there. First thing you do, you take the keys and give it to the friend. Say, I'm here visiting. I want to drink tonight. But please, you know I'm a nice guy to you. When I'm drunk, I'll be cursing you. I'll be saying all kind of nasty things for you to give my keys. Don't give me the keys. If you feel you can't stand my cussing anymore, call Uber. Yeah, it's my $20 or $25, whatever it is. Put me in there and let them take me home. If you're afraid for my safety, you ride with us, put me in, and let somebody come and get you. Friends will do that. True friend will do that for you. Or you have a designated driver, which I don't trust either. These things, they can be a headache for you, and especially nowadays. You don't want to be caught drinking, driving, citizen or not, as long as you're not a born United States citizen, whether naturalized or not. You get in any kind of trouble that become felonies, how do you call it, trouble, you're gone. But let's do it this way. Let's take it one more step further. So say nothing happened to you. You get pulled over by cops. DUI. First thing immediately what they do is suspend your license. Poor boy, your mom not here, your pa not here. You're here trying your best going to school. Last semester for you to finish school and try to do something for yourself and your family back home. And these kind of things fall on you. They suspend your license. The license can only give you permit for work and maybe school. But you can't leave from there and go to be running here. I'm going to LIBERIA on Saturday. No, they don't count. Here you are. You're washing dishes, going to school. You can't do those things anymore. All because you want to drink. And you say, Mr. Toto, what kind of thing can happen to me, man? Please. But they don't happen to me. Who cares? That's fine. But you're not God. Safety. Safety is very important. So today is Friday. if you have to drink, these are some of the things you do. Or yet, what you might want to do, go and grab yourself a six-pack. Go in your house, open it, put your TV on. You know, you can put Facebook on TV now and have me blown out. Because I'll be talking about some stuff here about Liberia politics. Now you're drunk. Everything that comes out of my mouth is this stupid old man with tired with him. What kind of man they are? Everything that will come out of my mouth will make no sense to you. You're going to be debating me. Of course, you'll be debating the TV, but that's okay. It's in your house. The only thing that I ask you avoid, don't get drunk and put your hands on your kids or your wife or your partner, whatever you have, because these are not your slaves. Don't touch anybody. You're drunk. Try your best to sleep. The only problem you should be worrying about is the next day, the headache. Samson, I'm going deeper this afternoon, so I'll be going to my story, but I want people to understand these things, because these things can, and especially if you have record. Now you're done with school, but guess what? You got DUI record. You go look for a job. These things will come back up. They will not trust you with a company car if you have to be going places. Even if you have DUI, they're probably not even going to employ you. For what reason? All because we want to enjoy ourselves. My brothers and sisters, please don't do these things. You can go to a party and have a heated argument about Liberia without being drunk. Let's avoid that. And yes, the other thing you need to know, those who having party at their houses, things like that, you can get sued. You can also be liable for hosting somebody and allowing the person to drink over the legal limit. It's in your house. So all of those things you have to be very careful. When people, the law nowadays, they are not the same as before. I remember when I used to, young man, when I used to go to New York to go play football, over there, they don't do, they put the beer in the tub, bathtub with ice on it, Henneken. Drink until you get tired. Those things don't happen anymore. You gotta be careful. Safety. Car. Let's go a little bit car, then we can go on to our subject this afternoon, or this evening. Let's go car. By this time, hopefully, your antifreeze has been changed. Don't do like what I did. I have a new radiator right now. Don't do that. Okay, hopefully all of those things have changed. Not radiator, but the antifreeze in the radio has been changed. Number one, make sure your cooling system in the car is still functioning well. Okay, because nowadays you're gonna need air conditioning. Now you say, Mr. Todd, the kind of car I get now is all computerized. That's fine. Then this is what you need to do. You're not a mechanic. So what do? When you get out of the house before you get in the car, I don't care what time it is, whether night or, do a visual inspection. Go around your car and look at it. And you'll find out if something's happening, you will know. Especially pay attention to the tires. Everything's okay. You get on the highway running, speeding or whatever, lower your speed. Speed, let me give you this. What they have, what they call 3-second rule, where you pick a spot ahead of yourself and you count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. By the time you 3, you should be on there. That's the distance you need between you and the next car, the car ahead of you. Now, that doesn't mean that if in case of accident, you're not going to be able to hit a person, but at least your reaction time might give you a little bit flexibility to see what you want to do. But well, that's what they say. I'm just telling you. I've not had that kind of incident with me before. So just be careful. Okay. So hopefully your tires, everything taken care of, because the winter is over. You're in the summer now. Don't do that. Julie Moore, former Minister of Public Works, said concrete love water. Don't do that kind of thing. Concrete don't love water. That's why when you see the concrete road, they have in their groove, and they call those groove tiny. They put those groove in there to bring the water level down, so that when your tires always need to have connection, must always be connected to the road, so that the friction because it's the friction that gets you moving. The more they got back home, when they're ready to lift the car, they come on the right hand side of the car and lift it up, because that's what the gear is, and the tire will be rolling as long as there's no contact. Did I say connection before? I meant contact. Well, stop Samson too. What make you think I got made mistake? Please, I say contact. I don't say connection. Go sue me. I love it when I do that. By the way, your tire need to make contact at all time with the surface, whether it be asphalt or concrete. And that's why they have those little groove. When it rain, the water go into the groove. So you have less of a water on top between your tire and the concrete. Does it make sense? So it's not that concrete love water, like the way former Minister Julie Moore was saying. That's not true. The concrete that is used for bridge, the piers and the columns and not columns, but the piers and the whatever you want to call it. I feel forgetting that one. But that's why I'm not even going there. That's the reason why they're under the water. The mix design is not the same mix design you have for roads. That's how far I'm going to go on that one. Okay, so your tires, you have to have a good tire. The best way you test as to whether your tire need to be changed, the 1 cent penny, take the head of the penny, Lincoln head, and put it in the groove, in one of the groove of the tire. If you see the Lincoln head sticking out, you don't have no tire. The tire is bald. You need to change it. Same thing all over. And if you're driving, one last thing before I go. If you're driving, make sure, sometimes you're driving, lower your radio down and listen to your engine. It will tell you. If something happened, you will hear some sound, some funny sound. And then you start saying, oh, maybe this is not how it was doing yesterday. What happened? Once that curiosity kicks in, next thing is mechanic shop. You do it now, it's less of a problem than it is when they come tow your car. You pay more money. You see where I'm going with this? Safety, safety. Last one. Make sure you have water. Make sure you have blankets. Make sure you have flashlight in your car at all time. Samson Tour, LIBERIA Public Radio. That's a safety tip for this evening. Like I promised you before, eventually I will get to it before the summer is over, where I will try to do some safety, heat-related issues of safety concern. Those of us that have old people in our house, grandparents and things, that we have to make sure these things are taken care of, because there are certain things you need to do in case of a heat-related illness. And I'll try to lecture you on that. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. I want to thank you this afternoon. Thank you very much. Let's go now to some of the subject matter. I'm going to be jumping all over here this evening because it's Friday evening. Just got paid. Ooh, I better be sure. I didn't get paid. I don't want. Hey, baby, I don't get paid, yo. I'll get paid Monday. Don't call me, honey. I love you. Just enjoy yourself in Rhode Island. I'll get paid Monday. When you come back, I will get paid. Samson, this is who I am. Samson, I'm having fun with you. By the way, no, that's that was funny. But anyway, however, yeah, my wife is connected with me. So when I blabber out here, she hearing it. Oh, you got paid? Okay. I'll get paid Monday. I told you already. Okay, I love you. All right, let's move on. Folks, on a very serious note. I told you guys the last time. In Crown Valley, they got people. In other words, in English, and I'll just do my best on that. There are certain group to say this village, we will make sure this village survive. And there are certain group say, no, the village will not survive. Because I don't know whatever reason. That's exactly what is happening in Liberia right now. If you go back on Front Page Africa again, they're giving you information about a loan. This one loan, there's so many things that are going on with the one loan. It's hard for me to sit here and try to lecture you about roads and road construction because this loan's supposed to be for road. My reason of lecturing you about the road and the road construction issues, so my brothers and sisters, with not those who are doing it, I'm not concerned with them because they will do whatever they want to do. But my concern is my brothers and sisters who have interest to make sure the developmental agenda of Liberia continue to survive. So if you have a clear understanding what it is and what are some of the processes involved in building a road, when the people say the building road, you will understand. That's all that I'm trying to do. And there are those brothers and sisters who, hey, you know all the things, why you can't go? No, it doesn't work like that. Let me address that quickly before I move on. In anything you do, respect yourself and people will respect you. Not because I got a degree that you just go over, oh, people, yeah, I got a degree. No, it don't work like that. You want my service, you ask me. First of all, you're going to pay me less than what I'm making now. Why should I come running behind you? I'm not going to do that. That's not patriotic. That's being stupidity. I'll call it that. So if people think I can do what X, Y, and Z, they want to contact me, they know how to get me. I'm not worried about that. So those of you that continue to say, it sounds into no other idea, why you can't even go home to help? No. The people want my help, they will call, and I will be glad to offer my help. So now that I addressed that, let's go on. So the reason of me continue to do the road issue so that you will understand. For example, the road Gibson Jerry, my little brother showed us the other day. You look at the surface of that road and you say, yes. You ride on it, no bumping, nothing. Yes, that's the road. No, that's not safe road. If you watch that video, go look for it again. I'm not going to play for you today, but go look for it again. If you watch that video, as the driver driving towards the curve, the center line, the yellow line, start swaying towards the center of the car. You know why? Because the speed he has cannot make that curve. Number one. And the curve is too steep. Number two, the curve doesn't have super elevation. So in case of sliding anything, there's nothing there to put him back. You know what super elevation is? You know what it's supposed to do? But I don't want to go deep into it. But anyway, I'll try something here. You see this thing? No, it won't work for you. Okay. Those of you that are from the countryside, those of us that used to go and drive bird, you know, because your mom sewing the money, you say, something, go drive the bird. Then you take the slim stack and you swing it around. You swing it above over your head now, not around yourself, because if you swing it around, and I'm going to know it will tie you up. So let me say that. But first thing, what do? You first look at the Bugaboo Hill and stand on top of the Bugaboo Hill, because that way you can see everything. So as you swing that slingshot and you open your hand, one of the piece of the slingshot goes, the rock will go exactly at that point where the slingshot's open. Centrifugal force. Look it up. Don't take it from me. So that's the same idea they have with the super elevation. You put in a curve. The curve, what is a curve? It's a circle. Half of a circle, quarter of a circle, whatever. But it's a circle. Okay? So you, instead of using that whole circle, now you're using half. So what do you still have that same movement. So as the car going, the car always want to go straight. They call that tangent, go straight. But when they get to the curve, then it wants to bend. And you have to help to try to slow the movement, the car bending and trying to slide, because the centrifugal force going to want to push the car out. So you bend the road a little bit. So that way now the road is tilted in that way, and then you go around. That's why they put super elevation on the road. Most of the road, they don't have no super elevation. God forbid, if it's raining and you come with a heavy steep speed, you slide, that's it. That's exactly what happened to Tommy Bolan those years, many years ago. Where did Tommy Bolan that on that same road, that same alignment, it hasn't been changed, never been improved. But they pave it and it's shiny. That's not safe road, as far as I'm concerned. Okay? I just thought I'd throw that in there. So when I come out to make statement of this thing, I'm not trying to put anybody down, but I'm trying to point out something to you that perhaps you go and you don't make statement. Mr. Gibson is not an engineer, so he was making comment based on the reliability of the road, how good it is, how comfortable it is when you're riding. But he has no clue that that road is not quite safe and it's not even up to standard. So we cannot continue to praise something that is not up to standard if we want to do it that way. And that's my reason that I will continue to talk about the road issue. But I can't do that if we have all of these people making noise about the loan. The loan. Now, you know these two brothers. Okay. These two young men. Young, intelligent, very smart, intellectual, highly educated. You want to challenge them? I beg you. You do that one, you'll burn yourself. Because these young people, they're prepared, quite prepared. They can't start eating their school fee. They apply themselves. However, they too have interest in Liberia. They have interest in Liberia. Yes, you can say, well, they always been opposing the view of the CDC. That's not my concern. There will always be opposition. But because their opposition does not negate their feelings toward the country. Every one of us, whether you're on this side or on that side, we all want certain things in our country. Improvement and to have development of that country so that our brothers and sisters' life will be improved. You ask these two brothers right now, what exactly is eating you? Why you're talking this thing every day? And he will tell you, they will tell you, we're doing it not for ourselves. They're doing it because they believe if that country is straightened out, everybody gonna benefit. So please, if people say this is what we got, you make your own judgment. There's no reason to insult people because you disagree with them. And I will continue to be the one voice on this social media that will continue to preach peace. Whether you come and watch my show or you don't watch it, I got an Alfonso so have like signed 1 hour 30 minutes with me. After that time, I'm done. Whether you watch me or not, you want to go. You want to stay. I will still talk. The 1 hour 30 minutes allotted to me is there to be utilized, and I will use it. Okay? So the point that I'm making is this. These young men, they have issue with the loan. So they started doing some research. And the more they do research, they're finding out that things are not jiving. Now, folks, come on. What is the definition of education? If you're educated, you don't just take things and say, yes, I agree with you. You question the abilities of certain things. You question, how does this thing come to exist? In fact, forget education. Did I say education? Forget it. Your baby, how you think you got to this position? You're not mobile. You continue to ask questions. As a young person, you ask mom and dad certain things. Why is this? Where do you go to get water? Even though you know the water coming in, but you ask, Mom, you cook here? Every day she cooks. But you ask, Mom, you cook here? You want to know. People, the mom and dad say that you business, all you do is just sit on the table and eat. Have they told you that? They have the right to do that because you don't pay no bill. When you are little, that is, not now. But you never paid no bill when you are little. When you are living with mom and dad, they brought the food. They could have told you, you know what? Don't ask any question. Just expect the food, certain time, and eat. Is that what we want? Our government will say, Mr. Toad, don't question anything. We're building the road. How we got the money? How we doing the road? It's not your business. Just ready for the road and you drive up. No. Don't work like that. Don't work like that. Now, the point that I'm making on these two young men is this. They took upon themselves to go to Hong Kong to do some investigation. First of all, let us try to appreciate the effort. That's the first thing. Let's appreciate these young people' effort. They didn't go to Hong Kong to go to a nightclub. They show you their video. So let's appreciate their effort, first of all. After that, then we question the process. But in questioning the process, here we go again tonight. I will continue to say this because if you don't do that, you'll hang yourself, Samson Toll said. In questioning the process, I must also have the ability to come along with my question. Compromise. Samson Toll. Folks, if there's no compromise, we're going nowhere. So these people, these two young men, the Farrakhan brothers, go out and say, my people, this is what we have. This is the information we got. Those of you that have the ability to discern between truth and falsity, you have the right to do that. What I think most of us are missing is the fact that I'm also educated. Did I say educated? No, I'm not educated. Please, I didn't mean finish 6th grade. But I think I know a little bit to ask questions. But on a very serious note, the fact that I think I have the ability to ask some sensible questions, and the fact that I also have the ability to disagree with them, that doesn't mean that I have the right to say, don't say this because then you're fooling the rest of the Liberians. Who are you? Are you the designated car-carrying member of whatever it is for Liberians not to be fooled? Is that your job? Is that your job? For you to come publicly to say, if you make this statement, you're fooling the rest of the Liberians. Have you been designated to speak for the Liberian? They're talking about government. The government of the Republic of Liberia that is duly elected to represent all of us and to be factual. To be honest with you, and if these two brothers are finding that the government, according to them, is not being factual, it is their duty as Liberia to challenge it. Who are you to stop them from challenging the system? Please, foul play to sit down, man. Samson Toll said. I'm on it this afternoon, folks, because the reason why I'm saying all of these things is this. I'm taking time for me to power people apart instead of me coming out here and trying to lecture you. Did I say lecture? I'm not a lecturer. But trying to put whatever a role issue. I'm an engineer. I should be able to have this time Friday afternoon to tell you what the role composition of a role is. How the role is supposed to be built. Because go up and count down. Doctor, we are now. I love it. Doctor, we are from now on. I better hold myself to that. Doctor, we are now. Go up and count down. Dr. Weah is going to put roles in our country. Because when Dr. Weah was campaigning, he personally invested, emotionally invested into the role condition of that country to say, if I'm given the power, I will do whatever I can to make sure we put roles in here. That bad thing, my people, that bad thing. However, I told you guys a long time ago, CDC, CDC, and the leadership, Liberia is not your Tower Liberia, it's not even your Dole Liberia, not even your Chancellor Liberia. The sophisticated level among the young people is high. These young people nowadays are sophisticated. You can't put wolf over anybody's eyes, and especially from Liberia. Okay. First thing the Dr. Weah-led government should understand is that he himself, he and his group, they are not that older than these two gentlemen either. So let's go back into my days in the barracks. When I was growing up in a group of crowd of boys. When y'all go, what they call braid, you know what they call braid? You make a little circle or something and put it under the sand. You go like that, two, and everybody may say, you pick it, you say, yeah, and sure, everybody may say, you eat bah. You tell the man, my man, I don't eat on the table, put your hand on the ground, and you do this, and chook, in the hand, you're eating bar because the man missed the break. But guess what? The point is, we're all crowd boys. If I hit you hard and you don't like it, you slap me, you myself fair. Why? We're crowd boys. To find agreement among crowd boys is very difficult. However, this is a different situation. We have people who are crowd boys. Now they are being elected. We must respect that process. No matter what. Whether we agree with them or not, they must always be respected. First of all, before you respect them, give them the latitude. Let them break. What LIBERIA say? Say, go ahead, you'll break your own neck. In other words, sooner or later you will make mistake, and all the things you've been telling me that are true might not even be so. So give them the latitude. At the same time, don't say you have no right to question me. We don't have kingship in Liberia. We don't have no king. We got president elected. Let me push this all along. Folks, Samson to Liberian Public Radio. I'm on it again this afternoon. Here's the other thing that I want to put out there. Okay, we have constitution. We have laws on the book. Okay, before I say that, if you were to be able to read this, the article that I made reference to earlier, one of the representatives, he said, "You're gonna blame us." I'm just paraphrasing. Don't blame us. The Justice Department that's supposed to look at all of the law that are applicable to this loan told us everything was fine. You see where I'm going with this? So those are the people that are supposed to be there. You, the Justice Minister, if you know certain thing is not right, be truthful with us. Be truthful with the president. Because here's the thing people don't understand. If the Justice Minister was to come out and say, Mr. President, we ain't dot our I, we ain't cross our T, because according to PPC, whatever they call it, yes, the other one we're missing the little part of. Guess what? That's also strengthening the judicial system in Liberia. That's also strengthening his position as Justice Minister. Because the president said, well, this man's been doing his own work. But you come, oh, Mr. President, everything good, man. According to the law, nothing. Then you got these young people. Liberia, we got a long way to go. You got these young, sophisticated young people. They also can read. I don't know why Liberia, why we don't understand this thing. You got these young people who have educated themselves. They can read. They can go and read what they call code of conduct. All of those things they can read. And when you get to there, you and then get on it. They start pulling code of. I'll give you an example. One time I have who I call professor. Other people say I shouldn't say that, but I would say Professor Fakan. I call him professor. Whether you like it or not, who are you to tell me what I say and what I say? He's a professor and he's a professor. Not for you, but for me. You can say no. No, you can't say that. If you're a true liberal, you can't tell me what to say and what not to say. As long as my saying doesn't violate your own right. Samson to the liberal progressive. I want you to get that. By the way, let's get back to the subject. So I had Mr. Falcon on here at one time. And guess what he did to me? You know, that's one thing I love about myself. I like to, if I'm wrong, I say wrong. So this young man came on my show. And we started talking about the code of conduct. And I truly believe, and I still believe. I said code of conduct, now the people are selective in the application of certain rule with respect to the code of conduct. And he said, okay, let's leave that code of conduct. Let's go back to the Constitution. He started quoting some article from the Constitution. So, Mr. Toh, public, if you go and do research, you will find that public. Mr. Toh, I said, yeah. He said, where you are right now, do you have copy of the Constitution? I said, because I didn't. He said, yeah, my copy here. I said, let's jump off of that subject matter. I'm telling you, these young people nowadays, they're quite prepared. They're prepared. And so don't say because I am, therefore it is. You can't do that. You can't. They're sophisticated. So let's go back to these two brothers, these young brothers. I don't agree with it, but that doesn't mean they don't have the right. One of the questions I asked a young man yesterday on Mr. Social, and he was very truthful with me as far as I'm concerned. I asked him, don't you feel sympathy for those brothers? And that's another thing we have to understand. If you engage in somebody, my brothers and sisters, first thing you have to leave room for compromise, because eventually you're going to compromise unless your position is absolute. And what position ever become absolute except in sciences and math and things like that? Even math, you can push it. You can push it. Okay? So math, you can push numbers. Okay? Pi. You think it's what is it? 4.1 something. I forget if I can write it. But pi, if you go, pi can go on and on and on and on. 99999. But you have to cut it down. So you start rounding number until you come up with a number. But so your number you get as a pi is not absolute. So no position is absolute. And therefore, when you're approaching somebody, when you engage in somebody, leave room for compromise. Now, the position that you're going to take to compromise left for you, how you apply your position to compromise left for you. I can say, I want to compromise, but this is my position that I'm willing to compromise with. That means I'm not quite on the position that I was taking before. However, I'm not completely discarding that. That's how you talk. So let's get back to these two young men. They came out with a video. We don't respect it. We don't believe it. That's fine. If you don't say anything to them. Leave it alone. Carry on your position. Carry on your way of doing things. Nothing's gonna change. And let them go on with that video. So when I ask you, do you sympathize with those brothers and sisters? Because they're not neutral, to be honest with you. Especially the other young, I think it's Al, who has a radio show. He's not neutral. I've been listening to him before. He has taken certain position. Even during the campaign, he has taken certain position. After the campaign, he has taken certain position. So he's not neutral. And I understand that. However, the fact that I think he's not neutral do not negate the fact that he's a Liberian and he has the right to engage anything Liberia. If I'm approaching him and say this guy have baggage already, I'm going to approach him from that perspective, knowing the full well that he's not neutral in this whole argument. I've already defeated myself. I must go in with that engagement process open mind. Whether he's neutral or not, I'll put that aside until I can get him in a position of not being neutral in certain argument. What makes you think that when your brothers went to what was their thinking? You know how long it takes from here to Hong Kong? What was their thinking? What exactly they wanted to achieve? You think they're trying to derail the loan process? You think they're trying their best for Liberians to continue to suffer? Is that what you believe? That's your belief if you think so. But I don't. What I believe is this. Like I said, these young people, especially the guy that does his radio show, for me, he's not neutral. But I also believe that being a Liberian, he has a stake into how Liberia is developed. That's his right. Unless you're going to tell him you're not a Liberian anymore. But as long as we all know we're all Liberian, every one of us have a stake into how Liberia is governed. However, we Liberians have elected somebody to help us govern our country. But that doesn't mean that you can't say anything. I have the right to criticize, but I must be responsible in my criticism towards the government. I must show respect in my criticism process towards the government. I can't come out here and start cussing people and then expect people to listen to me. Yeah, people who are quite not up to tax, who ready to cuss anybody, and they will follow you. But the intellectual among us will not follow you. They will not follow you. They will follow you to amuse themselves. Because most of the time when you say something, basically when you start cussing people, here's the thing that people don't know about cussing business. I believe that when you start cussing, first thing is you lack the words to express yourself. So you pick up any old dirty word to express yourself. Secondly, you're very limited in the engagement process. Therefore, you take words to get the other person angry, perhaps to get your point across. Well, you have already been defeated as far as I'm concerned. So I'm just saying, I'm telling you this afternoon, Samson told. I'm saying, let us try. Yeah, you can stick your position. That's fine. But I told you guys before, the Civil War is over. But the intellectual war, I told you guys long time ago, the intellectual war just started. And this is exactly what it is. There are certain members of our society that are very intelligent, highly educated, but they don't take prisoner. In this intellectual war, they will not take prisoner. I got you, and therefore you're down. You must stay down. No compromise. We're going nowhere. The sad thing is this. The sad thing, according to me, now not for you, but according to me, if we continue to exhibit this type of behavior among ourselves, foreigners are looking at us. And here's the deepest one that is very sad. It hurt me a lot. You got these young people. Okay, let's just take these two young men, two young intellectuals. Don't you think that these young men were to apply whatever skill they have now in Liberia? Don't you think that they have contribution? They can contribute to the development of Liberia? But no. Besides that, look around your own community. Every one of us from Liberia were from different counties, different section of the county, so we all know exactly where we're coming from. Don't tell me, say I'm from there. Yeah, you come from Grand Unit, you grow in Monroe, you're from Grand Unit. So most of your association, most of the time, and I said most of the time, I say all the time, most of the time your association is with your king folks. So I want you to look among your area. Just look around. In your conversation with other brothers and sisters that are from the same area, you will find who is intelligent. Young people nowadays, they're not like when I was here, when I came here at a very young age. I want to go to school, I want to play football. They're not like that. They come here with a purpose. Purpose. Any man that starts something with a purpose, you got to be very careful with that person, because the person has plans. That person has plans. And in order for someone to make plan for something, it requires some inner thought. Folks, these things are not something you can play with. People go on Facebook, start cussing this and you know what? You know how they got into that position? The cussing position. They didn't just get up, go wash your face and start cussing. They pretty much, and I'm just being ridiculous, pretty much have to program themselves to get into the cussing mode. And then when they finish cussing, then they have to deprogram themselves to come. Samson, I'm just giving it to you as it is, as I feel. So they have to deprogram themselves to come back to the level so that they will be able to convert with family members and other friends. That's energy. Do you understand energy? The energy from the position of neutrality to the position of trying to cuss somebody. That's energy level. That energy could have been utilized for something else. Then you have to put yourself back in that position. Let's go back to energy. Let's talk a little bit. These young people, they come over here in this country. Most of them, the first thing they do, I want to go to school. They pick out a career. They pick out, a subject matter they want to study. and they're proficient in it, very good at it, but they're young. And our brothers and sisters back home do not have the ability to harness the level of sophistication among our brothers and sisters, to harness it. Bring these people in Liberia, these young people, bring them to Liberia. I tell you again, and I'm not leaping, I'm being very honest with you. There are many young people that when you ask them right now, that if given the opportunity to go to Liberia to exercise your right as a Liberian, to work and develop that country, will you go considering the amount of money you're making now? They'll say yes. Despite all of the millions they make here, they will say yes, because that's who we are. We're Liberian. The sad part that I'm talking about is this. Our brothers and sisters in Liberia, they even have this rule where they say no dual citizenship, but I'm going to put that different thing. I leave from here, I go to Town. I want to stay until I sitting in my father, in front of my father. You can't tell me, say, you get out of here. You're not sitting in Town. You ever are big here. But anyway, that's besides the point. The main thing that I want you to understand is this. These brothers and sisters, if we don't put them together to say, what can you do for us? Give them the opportunity to deny their Liberian listening or whatever you want to call it. But we're not doing that. Yes, the sad thing, as sophisticated as they are, America said, come to Papa. We can use you. Good. Okay. Some of the IT, social workers, all of the problem we have in Liberia with these young people running the street, we got plenty here that can help the system, but we're not going to touch it. So the young people stay here and go to any state in the United States. Social working services, you will find Liberians there helping the system to guide their young people. Why our young people are wasting in Liberia? It's not just the engineering sector. Any position you think of, they're there. What is the incentive for these young people to just, I'm going home? I'll give you an example. There are few young people that are working for the CDC government. They got friends here, Reddit. You call them right now, they don't even pick up your phone. What's the reason? When you and I used to stay in the corner, when we go to party, and stay in the corner for hours, talk about Liberia. You think you're the only person that got Liberia had? We all do that because somebody pick you. They pick you, you say, thank you, boss. But look, these are the other brothers and sisters that can do the same thing I can do. We need to bring them. They're Liberians. Look at the educational system in Liberia. How many of you can be proud of that system in Liberia? And we have Liberian professor here teaching these colleges and universities. You go over there to teach. First thing, you're not going to get paid. Second thing, before you look, they not put all kinds of stuff on you. You go over there to work as a social worker. The senator come to you and say, my man, why are you bothering my people, my constituents, or the representatives? Why are you bothering my constituents? Who told you they're on drugs? So why you want the government to look after them? Look at them. You tell me which one of the drug addict that you have seen around here that rush himself to rehab? Not that many. Because as far as they're concerned, they don't have no problem. You who trying to help them, you got the problem. But we need leadership. Leadership that will put these young people together. If we don't do that, America will utilize the service of these young people. Then when they reach to 62, 63, they say, okay, my man, you retired. The man getting a retirement, he kind of like, bro, how much more effort does he have now for you to get anything out of him? First of all, he's enjoying your retirement. He got your money. You don't care. So whether John Brown is corrupt or never, he don't care. You fool around and you say, let me get out of here and go back to America or go somewhere else. Those are the things that the government have to take into consideration. and open up the private sector. Don't put your hand here, there, there. Open up the private sector. Let the young people, the entrepreneur, let them go out and try to open businesses. You lower the tariffs on certain commodities in Liberia. Lower the tariffs also. Lower the taxes on how to open businesses in Liberia. Have Liberian, young Liberian, do a sponsor a trip where these young people will go to Liberia and teach their peers capacity building. You think they will not be happy? I'll give you an example. I'm not going to call him, but this is a true story, my brothers and sisters. There's a guy here. If I tell you who he is and what his position, you would know him. But there's a guy here in Sacramento. Okay, he's very involved in the Liberian community. That's his wife, also from Liberia. They have a girl, a daughter. She graduated from college. She joined the Peace Corps. She's in Nima County as we speak because she wants to help Liberia, and she has an opportunity to do that. Young person. Those are things that the kind of conversation she's been having with her father and mom, and those of us that we used to go to their house when they were little. What Liberian party you go to, you don't tell Liberia. You tell me what party you go to that you know Liberian discussion happen. So the children, they're not stupid, they're hearing. But I say it again, there must be a system that people will consider truthful. And then you'll be rich. Liberia has a rich human resources. I'm telling you right now, I'm not boasting. You got some older folks that have been doing engineering work in America for so long. What can they do for Liberia now? Nothing. Because they are certain group in Liberia. I was in Liberia after the inaugural program. You can feel the tension. People were fighting over jobs. I Samson told from Toll Town, knowing fully well that I can do X, Y, and I'm gonna come fight over job. Halama, see my tap, and no way. I'm not gonna do that. Okay? But people were fighting over job. There are rumors that people were paying certain amount of job just so they can keep their position. Paying certain amount of money just so they can keep their position. For what? If you pay money to keep your position, it just simply means you're not qualified. Because if you're qualified, most likely you're not even want to pay anything because you know you're giving something that people are going to benefit from. But if you're not qualified and just there and lying to yourself, thinking you're lying to people, because sooner or later anything will come up. Was it not in Liberia where yes, one time this guy here, John Molu, and if you look at John Molu's knee, you will see all of the 250 certificates that he has got. highly educated, so everybody love him. But when he left, President Salif decided to bring somebody on. How long that person, what's his name, Kible, something like that. But how long was the person there for? Your lie, they catch you. Your lie will catch up with you. And that's why it is not good. You say who you are. You don't know it. You don't know it. The dangers among us are those who know they don't know, but they know they don't know. I threw you off. So I just want to say this afternoon, going back to these two gentlemen, because it's been a hot topic lately. And one of the things I recognize from them, they have sympathy for those who question their involvement, knowing fully well that they are not neutral. But their argument also has been the fact that I'm not neutral does not mean if I see ill, I should be quiet. I will say it, And if you know that I'm not neutral and something is coming from me and you know it's black snake coming to bite you, you want to stay there, that's your business. But at least I'm yelling to say snake coming, oh. You want to stay there, but I'm telling you snake coming. And you say, man, move from here, man. You got leg here. The other day you burn the leg. You don't tell all that now. You say snake coming at night. Okay, I finished telling you, oh, snake come and buy you. I done my job. And that's exactly what these two young men have done. So whether you like it or not, they've done their investigation. It's part of the Liberian conversation now. So what more you want from them? What more you want from these young people to go and open the law or court in Hong Kong and put these people on trial until they're found guilty before you know what these people are saying, whether it's true or not? That's not how you engage. Folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. Let me take a commercial here very quickly, and we'll be right back. It's Friday afternoon. I'm just lecturing here this afternoon, folks. Before I take the commercial, let me just make the point, one point clear very quickly. I'm not here to degrade people because that's not what I believe in. Every one of us has a responsibility to make these statements, but in the process of being responsible to make this statement, you should also know that you're talking about people. And so you should always choose your words correctly. Choose the words that you want people to use to describe you, to describe your next friend. Because if you do that, you have nothing to be afraid of. Samson Toll, LIBERIA Public Radio. Let me now take commercial here this afternoon. I'll soon be out of here. Just bear with me. Samson Toll. This is another, okay, yes, another thing. This guy whose commercial I'm getting ready to play now. Young man, Nathan, he's over there in Florida. And one of these days we will invite him, and then he will explain to you why he likes to cook and why he's cooking. And what people would say, what people used to say about him in Liberia. But here he is now. Watch this commercial. Not just a commercial, but watch what he's going to tell you. Samson to LIBERIA Public. Let's listen here.
Hey man, everybody get our own hero. Down to the police. Let's go to A.B. Johnson. Some people got a hero to make food. Your hero is your hero. My hero is my hero. Ika, my hero. Now 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 my hero. Yes, they go to the show. What about Joe?
Hello everybody, my name is Chef Africanus Nathan of Nathan Catering Service. We are a full service catering team. We offer varieties of menus and services to fit your budget. Our services include wedding anniversary, wedding reception, birthday, graduation, corporate events, baby shower, holiday events, open house, family reunion, and many more. We cater not just in Jacksonville, Florida, but we've been in a lot of states in America to cater. We even went as far as Canada to cater. Our catering service is equipped, as you can see, we can handle any events. So if you are planning your next event, please allow Nathan Catering Service to serve you. Remember, our customer satisfaction is guaranteed. And if you have to be catered, it has to be Nathan Catering. Contact us in America at 904-414-0402. As we plan to open in Liberia very soon, you can contact us in Liberia right now at 088-68-77-503. We love what we do, we cherish what we do, and believe me, you will love us when you give us a chance to cater to your next event. So let's start planning your event to make your day a beautiful one. Thank you. You have a wonderful day.
Oh God, you know, Jaira is Jaira. Some people here to make a market. Some people here to be up and down in the street.
Again, folks, Sam Sintor, LIBERIA Radio. Well, thank you very much for calling. Did I say calling? Somebody calling my phone. No, let me just say one thing. As a commercial was playing, I was reading some of the comment, but this is what I want people to do for me. I'm a liberal progressive. I don't hide myself. Before I make this comment, let me make one thing clear also. When I come out here, I'm exposing myself. I got nothing to hide. I've been out here now going to what? Maybe an hour or more. If I'm lying, it will come through. For you to come on my page and start insulting, it doesn't serve well for you, because a lot of people are watching and they're reading. So it shows that you're not quite to part on the discussion. And the last thing I want to say to my brothers and sisters, if anybody come on the page and insult, let the person insult. That's their ability. There are a lot of us have different abilities to understand, to converse. So if the person choose to insult, let them. Don't question his or her ability to insult. That's what they want to do. That's fine. That's not going to stop me from lecturing. Like I said, if I even have one person to watch me, I will stay. I'm giving a set time on LPR, and once that time finished, I'm done. When the time is that they expect the LPR management expect me to carry on. So people insult me, and do I know that somebody who cares? Somebody insulting me? At this stage of my life, I know my position in the society. I'm not worried. So let the person, whoever is insulting, let them insult. Please don't waste your time with it. I'm begging you. Let's go on. Let's have a conversation. Okay. So like I said before going to break, every one of us have interest in our country. Okay. If you think that this brother did something that is not nice for the country, that's your judgment. We're not going to question it. At the same sign, let us also respect the fact that they have done something. I don't believe, and this is where you and I part company. I don't believe that these people went to this place to divide Liberians, to degrade us in the eyes of public or the international community. There's something they found and they want to expose it according to them. Okay, so let us give them that respect for Christ's sake. Let us agree that they have done a job. Let us agree that job they've done, some of us don't agree with it. And I'm sure, like I said, they're highly educated, respectable young men themselves. They've also know that not everything the same people agree with it. They don't expect that of themselves. They don't expect people to agree with whatever they're saying either. But my point is, let's calm down. Let's have a conversation that we will be able to engage each other peacefully. I'll give you an example. You and I get in a conversation, and then the first thing out of your mouth, Samson told you know what you're talking about. You know what position you put me in now? Now I have to prove to you, besides the conversation that we were supposed to be having, now I have to prove to you that I know what I'm talking about. You put me in a defensive position, so I'm going to say something now that because I want you now to get the defensive position. We're not going nowhere. Let me show you my other abilities that I have Two people having conversation, Samson Toe and whoever. Mr. Toe, this, this thing about Liberia that we're talking about, my man. These things are not something that is unique to Liberia. Of course, they're not. Samson Toe talking. Of course, they're not. So why are you thinking that we Liberia should just accept anything that people write? No, Mr. Toe, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying to you that, you see where I'm going with this? You see where I'm going? Mr. Toe have already accused me of saying something. Now I'm trying to clarify that that's not what I'm saying. That's how you have conversation. But Mr. Toe, what make you think that we're supposed to accept anything that people write in it? You people always, yeah, so why? You accept it, then leave it alone. Where are we going? Nowhere. Please. So let's go back before I open the line up. And I will open the line. Mine on a line opening. I only got one phone. You're only going to speak for a few minutes, and don't go all over Jesus Christ to make your point. Make your point, make it brief, because all of you, as far as I'm concerned, are highly educated. In other words, you know how to condense a sentence into a very short one. So please do your work, and then come on, let's have a conversation. But before I go opening the line right now, let's do this. Let us agree this afternoon that these two brothers, we know that they're Liberian, that these two brothers, they have the responsibility to come up with information. Now, don't tell me they're compared to be truthful. What is your definition of truth? What is your definition of truth? Whose responsibility is it to know what the truth is? Please, guys, the English language that we're speaking is too deep. Then just take the crown English and say this is how it's supposed to be applied. No, you do that, you're not going to get anywhere. These people come out, they say this is the truth. I, Samson, to have the ability to discern, to know whether it is true or it is not true. Now, you also can question my ability to see whether this thing is true or it's not true. I can get outside right now and tell you, say the sky is red. Who are you to tell me what my eyes and my mind is telling me is not correct? Then you say, Mr. Toe, then you're insane. Who are you? You're trained? Are you trained in that area to tell me what I'm saying or not? These things are deeper than just one way cut it and that's it. No. So before I open the line, I want us to agree this afternoon that we Liberians, if we don't stop these kinds of bickering among ourselves, the young people, as I stated before, America will squeeze all of their ability to function, squeeze them out, make them to function in this country, develop more in this country. And then when they're old, they say, okay, you retire. Then Mr. Toe now retire, now engineer retire, he go to library. What can he do? I can't even climb the hill. I can't do a proper engineering job anymore. All I want to do is sit down there and I'm sleepy. Am I making it up? Have we haven't seen some government official so old they're sleepy because they're tired? But you know that. So we have these young people in this country. This thing is so painful. Educated. They want to be involved. So what do they do? What do they do? Look in your own community again, folks. I'm serious. Look in your own community again. What do? They go to the community organization and vows for the leadership position. The position that don't pay them anything. But because it's in them, it's eating them out. They're young. Hey, Liberia, we're missing something. These young people eating them out, they want to contribute. But nobody is calling them to do anything in Liberia. You send a minister here, go from state to state, put up some sort of a town hall, serious town hall, and try to identify young people who has the ability to move the country forward. Okay, my man. You know, so the thing, I'll be leaving. Here's my number. Give me a call. Then when you give the number, when they call you as a minister, you answer. But some of the ministers, when they come here, you talk to them, when they leave, and they don't even want to talk to you again. And then their brothers and sisters here feel, oh, the person is afraid that I might take their job. And then the first thing they all based on assumption from that point on. A person not even educated person can't do the job. That's why you want me to talk to him for. He thinks he's scared I will take a job. Assumption. And sooner or later it becomes rumors. And rumors now in our own community become facts. Folks, we're not going to go anywhere. We're not going to go anywhere. So let us agree this afternoon, before I open the line, let us agree this afternoon that these young men, these two young brothers, have responsibility to give us information. They also have the responsibility to be factual. But then when you push that line factual, who definition, on who account? That whatever they give you that you think is not fact, does it mean it's not fact for them? No, but if you have information, if you have an engagement, positive engagement, and don't bring them online or call them online and say, this is not how investigators are supposed to be. How many times you not investigating a place here? You're still in school. You even finish your first semester here. Now you want to be an investigator. This is not how if it's not how it's supposed to be, the man done his stuff. Why can't you just accept it? I'm not saying accept it as truth, but accept the fact that he has done it. You don't have to take it for what it is. So let us agree this afternoon that these two brothers, they have the passion for Liberia. And it's their duty to question the process that perhaps they feel is hurting their brothers and sisters. Don't jump on them because you don't agree with them. We're not going to go anywhere. We're not going to go anywhere. You know, and that's why people call me United Nations Butcher God. No, I'm not there to make peace. I can get vexed too. Don't get me wrong. But why would I even want to waste my time getting vexed? You know what it takes to be vexed? You know what? The amount of energy it requires for me to get to a level to be angry. I don't need that. I don't need that. Okay. So what I'm asking, Liberians, please, y'all give me the chance. Let me talk about the road business. The confusion here and there. The front page Africa. These two brothers, all of the newspapers. Let's consider them our friends. Because they too have responsibility to tell us what they think is going on. If you give them the opportunity, they will come back and say, this is what's going on, this is what's going on. And then it's left for you to do your own little research. In their writing, they call names of those who are involved. You go on and do your own little research. That's what this whole education business is about. People are still reading Albert Einstein's book and build on that and build something up for themselves based on what Albert Einstein has written. They don't just take it and say, okay, yeah, Albert Einstein said, okay, that's it, we agree with it. No, some people question it. And in the process of questioning what this great men have written, they also are able to discover other areas. Folks, that's the definition of education. It's an expansion based on somebody else's ideas. Ideas, as I stated before, they are not absolute. But you can expand on them. And in the process, you can find your own way and come up with something. A tree in front of your house, a tree in the bush. They don't just go straight up. They got branches. And the branches have leaves. The branches have the little twig and they have leaves. Why you think the tree does that? Why does the tree, if it wants just sunlight, why can't it just go straight up? Why does it have to branch out? And the reason, my opinion, the more it branches out, the more sunlight it collects than just one single stuff standing 250 feet, 500 feet in the air collecting sunlight. No, you're not going to get enough. Expand your ideas. Because the more you spread out, the more educated you become. And if you're educated, nothing frightens you. Because when it comes your way, you have the ability to do your addition, subtraction, whatever it is. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Let me now open the line and see how far we're gonna go with this afternoon. Give me a call. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Here's my number. Make it brief though if you call me. I'm not gonna be here for about 5 more minutes because I'm supposed to be out by now. Okay? Give me a call 916-533-2048 and then let's talk. So I give you an example. While I'm waiting for your phone call. So I give you an example. I went to Liberia recently. My friend called me to help show his young engineers how to do roll and what are the processes involved in roll. So I was there for almost 2 months. We had classes every day. And these young people, they're very intelligent. What they were lacking is the basic. They're lacking the basic physics. They're lacking the basic mathematical knowledge. How do you come up with a curve? What are the dividing point of a curve? Why do you have a curve? What is the reason of a curve? And if you have a curve, what exactly you trying to do with a curve when it comes to roll? What kind of alignment you have? Vertical alignment, horizontal alignment? Why do you have those things? And what are, according to AASHTO, which is the governing body of roadway design or engineer, whatever you want to call it, but those they give you definition of what these things supposed to do and how you as a designer should be able to manage these things. And you as a designer, if you put in road somewhere, you make sure the safety aspect of it is more. Let me go ahead and take this call. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. What's your name and where you're calling from and what you're calling about?
Oh, hi, Mr. Tool. This is Christopher calling from Fargo, North Dakota.
Okay, Mr. Tubasi, just make it brief for us. Don't take too long. Yeah, go ahead. What's on your mind, sir?
Mr. Tool, the goal of an investigator is to find the truth. In this case, will you and I say that the Fatika brothers have proven their case? Have they solved the mystery? First of all, are those brothers certified as private investigators? Are they certified in investigative journalism?
Okay, Mr. Tubasi.
Are they certified in security?
I get your point. I don't mean to interrupt, but somebody else is on. So I got your point, but let me make something clear quickly. But thanks for calling. I appreciate it, sir. And I think your point is very clear. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I'm not finished.
Okay, but make it brief, please. I beg you. Go ahead.
Yeah, and another thing is, we would like to know what kind of organization they work for. Because on the other hand, the Fatika twins, in the past, they did not investigate, let's say, the Sally-led government for all the massive corruption, and even they failed to investigate some of the unsolved murder and things like that. And if these guys want for us to take them seriously, Mr. Tool, they got to present something to us, because Liberian people have interest in things that people like Fatika and his brother who seem to be
But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Hold on. Let me ask you this. Since you're gonna be having that, let me ask you this. Do you not agree that they also have a responsibility to do what they're doing?
Oh, I mean, like any other Liberian.
No. Give it to me straight. Don't I mean me. Do you not agree that these brothers have the responsibility to do what they're doing?
These brothers, if they were satisfied,
don't if me, Tubasi, please, don't do that to this conversation. Don't if me. I don't want condition. I want you to say whether they're qualified or not. I mean, whether they have the responsibility or not.
Because Mr. Todd, they are not shown to us that they don't even possess any license or enforcement license in the black market.
All right, okay.
They are legally responsible.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Let me take this other call. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay. Tobasi point is clear. I get it. But all of the time that I've been on here, I've never told you their credential. What I've never lectured you. I've never talked to you about their credential. That's not my problem. That's not my area. I've never told you as to whether if they should have investigated past administration. I've never connected them to past administration. Second point. The last one is this. I never told you that they also, the fact that they have the investigation, they should have investigated other past criminal behavior, murder and things. How do I know what are their investigation? I'm not a criminal justice major, so I don't know how the investigation, what area, but I'm not going to come and talk to you about murder respect to the to the two brothers. I'm not going to do that because that's not what I'm talking about. The point that I'm trying to make for Mr. Tawasi, these brothers, they have the responsibility as Liberians, just like any of us. If you see something that perhaps you don't think is in the right place, to speak out. And the fact that you disagree with me and speaking out does not negate the fact that I am a Liberian and I have the responsibility to do that. If we agree on that, then the rest is history. And this is exactly. Tobasi is going now to say, okay, you're doing this. You have not proven to us anything. Who are you to say what they prove to you and what they don't prove to you? You're individual. What makes you think that other people are viewing their behavior, whatever they did, in the same prism that you're viewing? You see, we can't do that. You can't say because you have two eyes, so every Liberian should follow your two eyes. Every one of us have our own perception, the way we see things. Why try to lump everybody together? You can't do that. First of all, you have to agree that these brothers have a responsibility. Once you come to that realization, the next thing is, okay, the information they provided to me, not to us. Don't do us. Because you and I don't share the same perception. What I see is not what you see. Don't do us unless you are designated to speak for us. Speak for yourself. Okay? These brothers have done this. First, they have the responsibility to do that. Once we agree, the next question is, the information provided to me, is that something that I can accept? Then you go, as an educated person, then you go down the line. No, I can't accept it. Why? You ask yourself a question. My people, what is this? What is this? It seemed to me, and I could be wrong, I'm making a leap, and people will be cussing me, but that's okay. I don't care. It seemed to me the basic educational level, perhaps some of us don't have it. So we go to do our master and finish the master program, but we don't have the basis of understanding. Let me take this call. Good evening, President Dubba. Thank you very much for calling Samson too. We appreciate it. What's on your mind, sir? No, they're not Prince Dubba. They're President Dubba, please.
Okay, President. Thank you, Mr. Toh.
Okay.
Yeah, I listened to your show and the discussion with the party guard of brothers out of Minnesota. I mean, they're doing a great work, but you know, when you go on a fact-finding mission and come with your story, especially with somebody from the opposition bloc, you don't expect people to just take in whatever you throw at them. They will question you when they see something not right, and then when they question you, they start to shut them. That's when the problems start to come and it's all these argument with things. I know if also show there was a lot of when people question it, the guys got angry, they start throwing shot at people. You don't expect people to believe just we are two guys, people who love them. The way you criticize him, people are going to criticize you. So you want to criticize people that don't want to be criticized?
Okay.
I mean, that's the guy professional. That guy did law enforcement. Other guy, these guys that I know that they are professional, they are very smart guys. But when you criticize people, Mr. Toll, in the business of talk show or radio thing, and you don't expect people to criticize you, then your job you're doing, then we got to question it. That's the point. That's the problem. What people are doing with the party guys, but. Last night, I listened to that show. I even contributed to that show. But when people try to question the motive, they try to see a clear picture of the whole video that they put out there. The guys will be sorry, they go back and play the recording. It's they try to how people do these things. You criticize people.
But Mr. President, Mr. President, I don't mean to interrupt. I'll just take 1 minute of your time to ask you this. Were you then, as a decent person, because I know who you are, so I'm not surprised. You being a decent person, will you not sympathize with these brothers? The kinds of question, and let me finish. The kinds of question, the way the question is posed to them. Will you not sympathize with their position? I don't agree with some of the things that they say. In fact, to be honest with you, on this public medium here, I truly believe that there are two brothers. One, the guy that was doing most of the talking last night, I think he get angry very easily. I'm not a social scientist, so perhaps I'm way out of my leap here, but I'm just making an assumption from what I heard. So I think the other brother, who is very calm, perhaps could help us out.
That's Hussein. That's Hussein. The IUC guy. He couldn't get angry. But fact, the Hassan guy is Sukaba. I went to school with them in Abidjan together. I know these guys. We spent almost 4 years in Akura village in Abidjan over there. They are my friends. They know me. I don't even know the difference between the guys. I don't know the difference between these guys. So, but one the could get angry, and the one that could get angry was on the show live. And you saw
yes, okay. And that's the point. That's the but the point I want to ask you, Mr. President. The question I want to ask you is that, and please make it brief because other people are calling, so at least we can give people an opportunity. The question I want to ask is this: the way the question were posed to these brothers, will you not sympathize with their position for them taking defensive position? What you call cussing and things that I consider those defensive positions. Because if you come at me with disrespect, then perhaps what I think, and I could be wrong, what other people would do, I won't do it. But perhaps they come and say, okay, this person is being disrespectful in their questioning. So the answer they deserve is also going to be disrespectful. You see the dynamic in that. Won't you sympathize with those brothers' position as well, Mr. President?
Yeah, but the question, most of the questions people are asking were not disrespectful or not meaning anyway to them. You guys wanted to get a clear understanding of it. Why you left the airport, you got a video on from the airport, you got in a text and you didn't show the video, or they were sitting in front of a building. There was simple answer the guys who gave last night. And the other guy came out, the guy said, we got the video, we just didn't put it out. But I'm going to put it on my wall.
Yes, so but I also, Mr. President, not that I'm here to defend these two brothers, but of course they are Liberians, so if I see anything, I'm here to be truthful. I also listened to some of the questions that came out last night. For example, one of the brothers asked to say, this is not how you're supposed to do your investigation. Since when you start teaching investigative procedures?
Those are things that we don't use to get into. The other guy, the funny guy, one of the other guys is a police guy. He did criminal justice and law enforcement. I was in Minnesota over there. So the guy went to school for it. So I'm not going to question him how he's supposed to do the job.
But other people were doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Mr. President.
Mr. Toya was aware that if I come at you, these are professional guys. They're not just guys on the street. These guys are professional. So they was aware that they could answer those questions. You know what? I want to say again before I leave, Mr. Toya, you're not going to come with a tip against George Weah and then expect everybody to get accepted. No. George Weah is a guy who's loved by the nation, the people love the man. You come by the man people go at you. So you got to explain things out. Thank you very much for recognizing.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. That's President Prince Dubba, who's also a strong young leader in our community. These are people that we respect, and we hope to make sure that they will have a contribution. But here's the point here, and I understand where the president is coming from. Perhaps the young brothers, maybe the way the question section and the answering was being handled, perhaps they're not conducive to the conversation. I understand that. But again, I make that point earlier. We have to agree. Everybody, most of you guys are crowd boys. So as a crowd boy, sometimes you're not quite ready for somebody to insult you, and you be quiet and say without saying anything. Okay, so if somebody comes out and say the way you went over there, that kind of thing, said, my man, how you go investigate like that? They start questioning they're not questioning your motives, but they're questioning your ability to do your work. Now the person have to be defensive, and perhaps they don't have the ability to say how to be defensive. But Mr. Double, I hear your point. Thank you very much. Let me take this other call. Samson to LeBron Public Radio. What's your name and what's your concern? Please make it brief. We have a lot of people calling. Make it brief. I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
This is Alan Hussein Fariga, one of the guys you're talking about. My long-term friend, former classmate, Prince Double, was just on the line. And Mr. To, guys, I was not mad. I was not yesterday. If you listen to the video, which I'm sure you did, sorry, I'm at the airport, so if you hear the live speaker, I'm at the airport.
That's okay. Go ahead.
But let me just quick make some clarification. Let me tell you something. Some people have a position, they have married that position, and it's for better or worse. They don't care for the truth and nothing to them. How they care for the truth, they will be questioning the government. Here's the government that is on record. You look at Eugene Fango, you look at all the government different posting accounts, for instance. These guys in public, they acknowledge that Ellen Johnson, they leave, scoring on millions, she walk away with billions. They have the power. This is no longer in the opposition. This is the government, a president that has the power to investigate. If they need information, we will give it to them. If they want information to help the investigation, we will give it to them. But that is not the concern. You see, that is what pissed me off. Liberian people, we have now learned after all the things. And the notion that everybody else should come and just cheat in our little country, that is just on my whole big and sometimes I can't even find the right adjective. Sometimes I just want to swear because it's out of frustration. Now, one group of people keep doing the same thing over and over, and people still believe in individual, people still believe in party, and they are choosing those things over the country.
So let me. Yeah, I understand, my brother. To be honest with you, I really would like to invite you on my show sometime so that we can have some serious conversation one-on-one. I would like to do that just one-on-one, but I'm hoping that my boss will give me the approval first, Mr. Alfonso Zion. So once he give me the approval, the invitation is going to be extended out. But what I want to find out from you, though, and I asked that question last night, and I want to ask it again. I know you're frustrated because and I stated that earlier before you even came on. I don't believe, I said me, Samson To, I don't believe that you went over there, you people went over there with intent of trying to degrade somebody. I think you went over there to say, this is not true, I've seen this, and I have to do something about it as a Liberian. And I think you guys deeply care for our country. But the question that I have for you, sir, is this. If these brothers and sisters, just as you are frustrated, don't you think that they also have frustration level so high with the intake, the way, because first of all, like I said, you're not neutral. So won't you understand their position as well and not be insulted? Try to take your time to explain to them without being frustrated, sir.
It's not about being neutral. It's not about something. You cannot see the moon and call the sun and call that being objective. That's the problem. Some of the questions had nothing to do with anything. There is one thing went for and one thing only. We wanted to ascertain the fact whether this company, given the address that they gave in the Hong Kong registry and everything that we know, a lot of these people do not even know about this known. They have not read the document. They don't even know what in the document. They just sit there and talk. There was a reason. Someone said, why didn't you go to Singapore or something? There is a reason for that. The company doesn't exist in Singapore anymore. There are so many things that people don't know in the public. Some of us are making our duty to know. We know these things. So it would be crazy to go looking for something that is not somewhere. We have read a loan document, we are ready to. We did not just fabricate addresses and go to it. It would be crazy to do that. These are things that Eton Financial provided. And we wanted to make, look, let me even get to this high point. Ellen Johnson said, do you know how many years people claim that Ellen Johnson said he had a hospital in South Africa? How many people have gone there to verify? It had just been a rumor and talking in backyard gossip. Sebastian Wan, there's a hotel, something, I got a picture. This guy squandered millions. He resigned. Nothing happened to him. Walk away with just Kenya in Central African Republic. Nobody had his spine. We have a country that do not have courageous young men and something. And what we did and sought to do was to be the first example. People can take initiative for the country without any favor. Look what happened in the U.S. Ordinary citizens. So when you have people asking about why things that say, I put Prince, he myself, I now friends on Facebook, he look at my wall. We talked on politics. We did not go to make a movie. This was not a movie. Even if we show Jesus will come back home, heaven will come back, people will say, no, you guys passed through hell, and that was the. It is not about the truth. By me supporting Joseph Boyka.
But let me ask the last question. Let me ask the last question, and then I'll take a leave of you. But thank you very much for you even taking time in your busy schedule to join us. But let me the last question. Will you not sympathize with the frustration level of our brothers and sisters when it comes to the loan issue?
Why would people be frustrated for something that is bogus? We all know. So these guys are taking a legitimate crisis and attaching it to a bogus loan. Okay. That's my concern. That should be the concern, not just getting money from the hell or getting money from the devil, as people are saying. I mean, this is a religious country. Muslim, Christians, different religions, and people telling you that they want money from the devil. And people think that it's okay. Do you know what happened when you go to put things from the devil? Do you know what happened when you take things from the devil?
Okay, my brother.
That should make them angry. That should improve them.
Well, thank you.
You understand that?
Yeah, thank you, my brother.
For the fact that young men and women are still putting individuals in the country, I wanted to start having that individual consciousness. When we look at the country, and you African American is a guiding country first. You ask Liberians, say, me, my tribe, and my candidate or my political party first. We want people to abuse the mind of that thought process. That is all we are working for. If we inspire one or two people, then we have one. And I think we have one.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Not to provide a party.
Thank you, my brother. Like I said, I'm going to contact my boss. Once he agree and give us the green light, we will contact you and your brother. Because I think if we have sit down here, just have a sit down conversation without any other kinds of interruption or what have you, I think we'll get a good position. Because I think you guys.
Gentleman, I came to insult me. He never had any question. You explain to the person with that.
That's okay. That's okay.
Guys already married a position and nothing can divorce them for now.
That's okay.
That's not about the issue.
That's okay. We'll do our best. But thank you very much for your contribution this afternoon. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Folks, again, this is Sam Sinto, LIBERIA Public Radio. You heard the young man himself was telling us, for me, I would do it differently, but every one of us, and here is the perfect example how diverse we are. And once we're diverse and we understand that, we will be able to do better. Let me answer my boss. Good evening, Mr. So. How are you doing, sir?
Very good, Samson. How are you today?
I've been standing out here for quite a while now. I want to get out to go do some other thing.
Oh, look, I've been listening to the program and I've been reading some of the comments. It is unfortunate that most of us Liberians, we are driven wrongly. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. Yeah, look, Prince and what his name, Prince argument and what his name, Prince Double and the other Prince, Sherry Heroes. Look, we are running an institution. And I see the reason why Liberia continues to have the problem that we have. Because first of all, we do not respect institutions, and we become more judgmental before even engage in the discussion. That's not how you do it. All right? He's saying why was somebody a journalist or somebody who looks between the line who will be going on such a high profile case and people knows the kind of business? And I started with some questions. But instead of then asking the come with being judgmental, already have a setback, I don't think what you do, you can't persuade those people to post a video or to post a picture. I have arrived at the airport, I have gone to this place here. You know what you do? No good journalist will ever do that, to expose themselves to leader. Because whatever information they are going to obtain, that information, it should be considered classified, and you have to protect your souls. Everybody who did that, they just don't know what they are doing. But I think we need to separate some professionals here to conduct some workshop, so as to make people to understand that when you are going to engage. The concept of something that didn't happen yesterday, so it can happen now, that's a lazy argument. And that's why the government needs people to articulate their view. There was a thread this afternoon on an Isaac Latoga, who happens to be one of the person that I so admire with CDC. We are non-partisan people. But you look for people who can articulate the agenda of the government. The Sophie Alonso Carter, the former information minister, Moses Washington, Momolu Getawe, all of those folks, Lamini Warite. You have to find people that will get the right tones of the government. But some of these people come and want to argue to be so strong for knowledge, and they can't even argue anything. All the points has been baseless. Or because they are so judgmental and narrow themselves to one thing here. That's not how we do things. That's how this country, you always see here, people always engage in discussion. And that discussion, the essence of that is to persuade people to make your opponent to understand. But if you come over same mind, oh, this guy here, he's so. He this person, that person, you have drawn a conclusion. How do you expect to even get out of the information? Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Okay.
That's why people think that this network, that's why we don't do insult here. We have an intellectual discourse on this network here. And we don't just throw somebody. If you want to do that, then you go to what his name said, Sharif or even Prophet Key. Those are the people that do that, and that's why we give people the voice. But it seems to be, we will not allow people to abuse the future of this network. If you can't come up with a constructive idea to engage whatever difference that you have with another person's idea, I'm so sorry, then you can get wrongfully located. And we are not going to go by what people want us to do. We are being led by the professions and make sure, because we are obligated to provide information. That's one of the things we call the FATICA, because we ourselves have interest to know, to authenticate, to make sure to see what they brought to the public, like to see whether we can establish any facts in it. But unfortunately, we have some of our people that are just living on different planet, not on planet Earth.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. So. Appreciate it. I hope you will give me the permission to someday invite these two brothers. I think they and I will be able to get along real well. Folks, this is Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. I've been out here for quite a while. I've been on my feet for a while now. So I think it's time, and I think it will be right for me to esticate myself. What? Sounds like what kind of English you speaking though? It's time now for me to go to bed. But before I do that, folks, let me just give you this last commercial. One of my relatives is getting engaged today. In fact, my wife is out there, and I want to make sure that I play the video for them and make sure. So, okay, let me take this, then I will. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. What's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind? Please make it brief.
Yeah, my name is Miller Tar, and I'm calling from Boston.
Okay, thank you for joining us, Mr. Todd. I'm very tired now too. Anyway, but go ahead, make your point.
No, I will make it very. You know what? I had a lot to say, but I will try very hard to make it within 30 seconds.
Oh, wow, that'll be good.
Yeah, you see this guy, this particular guy, his brother, who said people are married to their decision. Well, what he was trying to say, they are married to George Weah being the president, and you can never divorce these people from their decisions. Well, he's right. People have made up their mind to support George Weah, and they will never move from behind this president and his government. But guess what? The same can be said about him. From day one, he has been opposing George Weah. Even before the president,
but let me, okay, I'll give you 30 more seconds.
So
let me push you a little bit now. Let me push you a little bit. I'll give you 30 more seconds. So are you saying the fact that he's also married to his own idea of being opposing to Mr. Weah or Dr. Weah, does it mean that he does not have the capability of being truthful in terms of Liberian issue anymore?
To some extent, yes. And let me tell you why to some extent, yes. After you have not been objective, you've been opposing this president from day one, any other investigation that follows by you, even going to China, is going to be biased. It's going to be skewed towards your own pendulum. So you're going to skew this whole investigation. You're going to be biased in the whole investigation.
But then I think you're using. Hold on, my brother. Just give me. I'll give you another 30 seconds. You're using some interesting language now. You're telling me that you seem to me very educated, because from just hearing you talking, you're not speaking total English, so I will consider you an educated person. Let's put it that way. But don't you have the ability to know that if this person gives you information that is not truthful, don't you have the ability to accept or not to accept?
That is absolutely true. You are right. But he's saying that people have married to his decision. He's not excluded. He's also married to his decision of opposing this president. So any further investigation, people are not going to find it credible.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying. You know, so that is why people are not finding him credible, period.
Okay.
If he was objective from the beginning, like someone like you, who goes to China and investigate, I will listen to you. But not Fadiga, who has been opposing the president from day one. Now he's going to make an investigation.
Okay,
it's incredible.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
People that are being married to their decision, he's also being married to his decision. That's why people are not.
Thank you, my brother.
Credible.
Thank you very much. Okay. Liberians. That's why I enjoyed us. Let me take it. Let me take this LPR, Liberian Public Radio, Samson, you're live. What's on your mind? What's your name and where you're calling from?
My name is calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, go ahead. What's on your mind? Make it brief, though. There are a lot of people calling, please. I don't want to cut people off.
Yeah, I just have one or two questions.
Okay.
But what I want you to do is to ask these people, the supporter of George Weah, they get very irritated when they hear people insulting George Weah. Here's my question. George Weah was leader of the CDC when he was not president. He led his people to insult the former president, Ellen Johnson. Any kind of word you think that they use it to worse. It's not me. They are videotaped to all these things. So the question I want to know from them.
So let me ask you this before you ask a question. Let me ask you a question. As a Liberian, who I believe have the mindset of having such genuine development in that country, because George Weah and his people are calling to you have insulted the past administration, the president. Therefore, their time has come and they must be insulted. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I think should have given me a chance to learn my question, but that's not what I'm saying. So
okay. I just want to make sure. Okay.
No. So my issue, this is what I'm saying. Okay. I'm asking, is there a double standard for people when I'm a female leader in Liberia and that of a male leader in Liberia?
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for that question. That's a wonderful question. Thank you, my brother.
My second question is, I'm for development because I did live in the southeastern region of Liberia. I know the condition of the roads. But the question I'm asking, Is it because you want development so you can just accept anything? Do not inquire, do not investigate, you can just take anything? Okay. What is the feature of a children? So that's my question.
Thank you, my brother. Like I said, Liberians are sophisticated nowadays. You can't pull. Look at these kind of questions. Look at the kind of beautiful question these people are asking. First thing, my brother, as far as female leadership and the way we reacted to her, and the way we're reacting to Dr. Weah and the response Dr. Weah supporters are giving us, those are two separate things. Let me point something out to you very quickly. The way the female leadership was approached by many Liberians, definitely they're not going to do the same thing with Dr. Weah. I agree with you because she's female. Now, there was some incident, the way Liberians were behaving towards our. Okay, let me tell the person to hold on. My brother, just hold on 1 minute. Let me finish my statement and then I will call you. So if you want to stay by, if not, if you want to leave, that's fine.
I'll hold on.
Okay. So the way the female President Johnson was addressed by Liberians, some people on Facebook, they will write all kind of stuff, and there were people not even in support of her ideas or in support of her government, but they will come to her defense because that's not how your mom and pa brought you up to insult a woman. Now, Dr. Weah, on the other hand, do everything. Dr. Weah is a man. One thing. So I'm very serious. In our culture, any culture, whether local culture, brown girl culture, any culture, you don't put your mouth on woman. You don't do that one. You do that one, you bring in curse to yourself. You bring in bad law to yourself. We all know that. Those of us that grew up in the countryside now. But the president, on the other hand, people can say things. Now, as far as his supporters is concerned, they also want to make sure you don't touch the man. They have the right to defend their president. But what good is it? That if in order for us to engage the president, we must use insulting words? Is that the only language they will be able to understand? Do we not have the ability to use certain language to express our feelings without insult? Then the onus is on us. Those of who are criticizing the president. If you are limited in your vocabulary, you will use insulting words. So the people who are defending the president, they are challenging you, your ability, who you claim to be an educated person, your ability to express yourself. That's what they're challenging. That's my opinion. Now, the other question about whether you want to roll at any cost. No, I think I stated it a few minutes ago that the president and the government of the Republic of Liberia, the president and his people were elected to manage and run the day-to-day affair of the country as an executive. However, they also should understand that as Liberians, we have the responsibility to question any decision that is made, right or wrong. They have the responsibility, however, to explain to us what is happening. Lack of explanation to the Liberian people, those young people that are sophisticated that I keep making reference about. If you don't explain to them correctly, you're going to have them to improvise. Lack of information, they improvise by providing other things that will upset people, and that's what we are. Let me take this call. Samson to LeBron Public Radio. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, I'm Rose. I'm calling from Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, that's my grounds. Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, I used to live in Canton, Ohio. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to say thank you for taking me your platform. And I would like to say that I think we all Nigerians and we all fighting for one goal. And whether opposition, whether you supporting Weah, I think we supporting Weah is not the right way. I think the best thing for us to support our country. So we could vote in like what we need. Now, we all also just really are one way or the other. I think everybody is there to sick. I think that we are also will not to start that way.
no matter of Pastor political affiliation and not agreeing with George Weah. I just want to clarify something that you were saying. Now, we have people like Pastor, we have people like Yakini, we have other people that have the talk show, and they are not insulting George Weah. I think you know that. They are not insulting George Weah. They are getting their point too. They speak their mind. And then you will have people going on the show abusing those people. And then they are the people that kind that will get don't insult the people. Even if you don't insult George Weah, they come and abuse you. Our office that was told the last time won't work for the office. That boy abused the owner on a part any rule insult you can think of. He abused Pastor. In fact, I have never abused George Weah before.
Okay.
We have never abused George Weah before. Yakini has never abused George Weah before. They speak their mind. We don't have our right to speak what we see is wrong anymore in Liberia.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think we have our freedom of speech.
Yes, you
so
do.
I just want to say our loyalty is to Liberia. Our loyalty is to George Weah. And I just want to say that I think we're supposed to have our opportunity to speak our mind.
Thank you.
And we should respect both people that speak their mind also.
Thank you.
Want respect for George Weah.
Thank you. Before you go, in the interest of fairness, Pazawie is my brother, first cousin. So I just want you to know that. Okay. All right. Thank you.
I'm not talking about relationship, but I just want to clear something about this whole respect.
Thank you. Thank you, sister. We appreciate it. Thank you for your view. Okay. All right, folks. I've been out here for quite a while now. I think I'm going to be taking a leave here. But before I do that, I think, okay. All right. Somebody else is calling. Samson to LeBron Public Radio, what's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yes, my name is Prince S. Sharif, and I call you from Virginia today.
Okay, thank you. What's on your mind, sir? Make it brief, though.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Toole, for giving me the opportunity. There are two things on my mind quickly. The first thing I will address is the way and manner in which yesterday I was treated on this particular platform. We hold this station in high thing, but over the period, you people have exercised a high level of maturity when it comes to journalism, very impartial when you are discussing the issue. And this is the reason why some of us, we love this particular station and we always come here to contribute our own ideas relative to national and international issues. Yesterday, Fadiga was on this particular station with Mr. So, and they were discussing about his, trip to Hong Kong. And I call on this particular station in order for me to, make my own voice heard on this station. But surprisingly to me, after my introductory statement, Fadiga, who was also a guest on this particular station, demanded that I be cut off or else he go off. And he came on this particular station as a guest to provide information. And I think whenever people come to provide information, it's up to us. It is incumbent upon those of us who are the audience or who are the callers to either critique whoever that will come here in a negative or in a positive manner so that we can get the information. And there were other people who were calling and asking questions, and the tape are there, the records are there. Brother Fadiga was very, very insulted to so many people, but I came here in a stable manner to ask my question and address the issue. He demanded a big cut off from this particular station. And I think that we are all amended, this station is all amended in as much as it is a Liberian public radio and it is not Fadiga public radio. You are under obligation to give every Liberia, whether we like it or not, every Liberia the opportunity, but in a respectful manner.
Okay.
Not to be insulted or abusive. So I am taken aback by what was done by Mr. Su, and subsequent time on my own podcast, I'm going to address this. But I'm taken aback by it because the credibility of this particular station is at risk with action that was conducted yesterday by people of Su.
Okay. All right. Okay, Prince. Thank you for your contribution. We appreciate it. Yeah. Let me. Somebody else is on the line, so I don't mean to
I
interrupt.
just want to go to an issue. If you can give me just less than 5 or 10 seconds, please.
Okay, go ahead. 5 seconds.
It has to do with the issue of road. I understand that there are people who over the period have used the isolation of the Liberian people to be able to enrich themselves. What am I saying? Liberia since 1847 up to now, certain part of Liberia that have been isolated. And because of this, we know of people who have carried out illegal mining in some of these counties and are operating, and because of the bad road condition and so many, obstacles, government has not been able to realize what we call full taxation.
Okay, my brother. My brother, you said 10 seconds. I gave you 15, but thank you. This is what I want us to do. First thing, Prince, before you leave, on a very serious note, I want us to understand that every one of us have different views. And the way these views are expressed by each of us is quite different. We do not expect ourselves to be monolithic. That's just not possible. That's not possible. No, hold on. Okay. All right. And therefore, if these views are being expressed by someone else, the language that I use sometimes, I don't feel comfortable with it. However, we must be able to understand that certain people want to express themselves a certain way. It is left with us how we respond to those conditions that is being put before us. So if we respond negatively on the condition, bad condition, good condition, how the way we respond to those conditions will precipitate whatever comes next. So let me take a leave of you. I'll say thank you very much. And what I'm going to do, because I do have a patient. I'm not one of those who are impatient of people's view. So what I'm going to do, because I think a lot of people have view on this, I'm going to open a forum one of these days and just advise every one of us to give us time that we'll be able to express ourselves. But thanks for your contribution, Prince. We appreciate it, sir.
Thank you, and I hope that.
Hello, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. What's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
My name is Patrick Soa. First time on your show.
Thank you. Welcome on LIBERIA Public Radio. We appreciate it. Go ahead. I think you're going to be one of the last now before I get off. I've been out here for quite a while now. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you for giving me the opportunity. I just called to respond to one of your callers. He asked a question. Whether because of development, no one should investigate. He asked 3 questions. That was one of the questions, and I thought to respond to that.
Yeah, make it brief, please. Make it brief, please.
No one in Liberia, out of Liberia, no level-headed person will say in this 21st century that because of development, there should not be an investigative process. No, that is not the argument. We want the developmental process to be investigated. But this is the key issue. In your investigation, be balanced. In the process of investigating, do not be one-sided. Do not be parochial. Do not investigate as if you are living in a world of fantasy.
Okay.
Because right and wrong, they are not how you think about something. But right and wrongs, they are about critical thinking, whether you are not intending to inflict evil on somebody like you, Mr. So. Thank you.
All right, my brother. Okay. Let's make it brief. I thank you very much. I appreciate your call. And I think, like I stated earlier, I will try to open a forum where we're going to have a time for us to be able to respond to each other. And I like the way the conversation is going. But thank you very much for your contribution. We appreciate it, sir.
God bless you. Thank you.
All right, guys. That was my last call. This is Samson. Before I go, I was in the process of doing a commercial here. Like I said, I'm not taking any more call, please. Well, how do I say no? I'll just make it brief. This is the last course, please, guys. Samson to Liberian Public Radio, you have 5 seconds. Seriously, 5 seconds. Please, make it brief. What's on your mind, sir?
5 seconds. I just want to. Are you there?
Yeah, go
5
ahead.
seconds. I just want to say something real quick. Yeah, it just. I'm calling just to give those who are listening, just give some little education to the Liberian people. When you talk about an honorary doctorate degree, there is no academic prerequisite for that. You can even start in 6th grade, you can start in 4th grade, you can even be a pound brusher, you can be a carpenter, you can still be giving that doctorate degree.
My brother, your point is well taken, but that argument belongs on a Facebook. That's not part of the conversation. So please let us don't bring in Facebook argument into this conversation.
Then let me just jump to the second one. It'll be along the same line, but maybe if it is not associated with this argument, you can cover off again. They have people like Mike Tyson, John Legend, Kanye West, all these people got honorary doctorate degree. So how about a man who has succeeded in being president of a nation? So that's where we're coming from, saying that these people, they just say this guy for nothing.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, my brother.
I just want to make that point. All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Okay, guys. No more call, please. No more call. This is just too much right now. Let me play this commercial. As I said, my cousin, they're probably out there already. It's 8 o'clock. They're in a hall. So let me just play the commercial for her and her future husband, and we'll come back and play. Okay, folks, I want to thank all of you that participated in the conversation tonight. It's a fruitful conversation. What I believe in is this: the more we talk, the less confrontation we will become. And that's what we want to do. Liberian Public Radio is a public medium. However, there are certain groups that manage the affair of Liberian Public Radio. So they have a rule that are set here. Those rules has to be abided by. Even if I sit here and disobey the rule, You will find you've seen it before. Mr. Soul doesn't pull punches. He will call me on this line in public view and tell me what I'm doing is not right and it's not up to standard to LPR. So LPR, we have a standard, and those standard must be God, and that's exactly what Mr. Soul's job is. So while we might feel that perhaps there are certain things that are done and we don't agree with it or sometimes feel offended about it, you must understand that as an institution, we have a standard. As an institution, we have rules, and those rules must be obeyed at all times. I just thought I'd point that out. Again, I want to thank all of you that tuned in tonight. The reason of this show and the reason of many other shows to come is to make sure that our brothers and sisters, the frustrated one, the one that think things are right with them, those who don't agree with whatever is happening, let's come together. I tell you this, Liberia is not immune with the situation, this thing that has happened in places like Somalia. We have to be careful how we engage each other. You can't be, every one of us are frustrated with certain things. However, that does not mean because I'm frustrated with certain behavior, I should go to the next end by saying things about my own brothers and sisters, using words that perhaps I don't want them to use on me. Please, please, let's have a conversation. It is our responsibility. We're entitled to it, to have conversation about our country. Whether we disagree or not, one of the things many people will say, we must have the ability to understand and to agree to disagree. Once we do that, we will be fine. There are those of us that will continue to speak from the middle. I'm a liberal progressive, let's put it that way. But I will continue when it comes to Liberia, I will continue to speak from the middle to say, let's come together. Let's come together. I told you about a tree a few minutes ago. A tree, don't you think the tree has the ability to just want to be single person or single stuff, just go straight up in the air and have few branches up there to collect the sunlight? But the tree doesn't behave like that. The canopies of the tree don't go one way, they spread out. The intent is the more sunlight those branches that spread out attract the sun, and the more sunlight they take in goes to the root of the tree, thereby making it stronger. All of the rain that comes through the branches, collect them and send them to the root to feed the root, because the root is what holding the tree up. Same thing with Liberia. Let us agree that we must spread out, but at the end, we must understand that we all have one root that is holding us together, and that root is our culture. Once that culture is violated, issue becomes unattainable. We saw that before. The culture on Liberia was violated, and other brothers and sisters didn't take kind to it. You saw what happened. We don't want to repeat that. And that doesn't mean these kinds of stuff that cannot happen in Liberia. Don't fool yourself. Let us continue to have a discussion. Agree with you, don't agree with you, that doesn't mean that I shouldn't respect your view. Your view are your views. I must understand that you have the right to express your view. However, when your views start violating my view, then you're crossing the line. That's when we start to have a conversation to say, okay, this is where you stop, this is where I stop. Same to Liberia Public. Let me say good night to all of you. I will try my best to see if I can come on tomorrow morning, if possible. But this is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. I'll say good night to all of you, and again, thanks to all of you that have been tuning into LIBERIA Public Radio this afternoon. We appreciate it. If we're not making sense, stay so. Say whatever you want to say. I am not in a position to control your view. Write whatever you want to write. It's your view. Express it on LIBERIA Public Radio. Thank you and good night.
mama. Hey, hey, mon amant. Hey, hey, mon amant. Ateito, ateito, ateito. Nalukio na kati ya Kinshasa mobimba mama e. Na bani na foira fikine. Na koti na sine paladume, na koti na raki. Na koti na sine palase, na koti na belevu. Na leki na tipekae, na koti na endetwae. Ateito, 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 ateito mon amour. Hey, hey, mon amant, mama, mon amant. Hey, hey, mon amant. Sambe aneito, na lingio, mama aneito. Hey, hey, mon amant. Mama aneito, na ponio, mama aneito. Hey, hey, mon amant. Janine amelo, na lingio, mama amelo. Hey, hey, mon amant. Elongina yo ekati me monte manga na kolela. Hey, hey, mon amant. Loposo na yo esilisinga mayalenga na kolela. Hey, hey, mon amant. Sambe aneito, na lingio, mama aneito. Hey, hey, mon amant. Sambe aneito, na ponio, mama aneito. Hey, hey, mon amant. Janine amelo, na lingio, mama aneito. Hey, hey, mon amant.